Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Welsh Esports League, brought to you by ACT. My name is Bigfoot, joined by Edgy there. How's it going, buddy, over in America, Yari?
I'm doing all right. I mean, right now it's getting into the winter season, as we know, but I live in a desert, so it is nice out. I went and sunbathed today, even though it's November. So it's been a pretty good day. But, you know, Bigfoot, it's back to be back here at the Welsh Esports League. Last time we were here, our final game was different, is what I'd like to call it. I mean, we saw more people get knifed than the enemy team got kills, which isn't exactly a great start. But today, we might be having a great start with two other teams here. Of course, those teams going to be Ronda Rising and I believe the Wolfhounds here. So this should be pretty exciting to see these guys duke it out. So Bigfoot, what are your expectations for the day? Are we going to be seeing any more knife kills like we did last week?
No, this should be a slightly more serious game than the last game we finished on last week. You got Ronda Rising and Wolfhounds both played free and won free in Group B. So they're going to be duking it out to see who's the winner and who's the runner-up for Group B. And then also in Group A, we've got Esports Organization and Swans, who will be playing a match whilst this one's happening, but we won't be watching that. And then we'll be heading through to a semi-final, and next week we should have the grand event for you all. So next week will be the end of this third season of the Welsh Esports League. It'll be sad to give it another break, but we will be back. We'll always be back.
Yeah, always comes back. I know that Slayer John here, the owner of the Welsh Esports League, has put a lot of time and effort to make sure that there's going to be events booked out until next year. I think a full year from now. Looking at that schedule, if you guys want to check it out, head on over to the Welsh Esports Hub. You can always do that by going to the main website. And actually, it's already booked out if you look at the events page all the way to next year. I mean, it is subject to change, but that's a pretty impressive feat alone. So if you guys like the Welsh Esports League, trust us, there is going to be a lot more events of varying games. I know we have Dota 2, Counter-Strike, Valorant, all on the roster, plus more. Rocket League's there as well. I mean, if you like just esports in general and you want to represent with, you know, who you are, where you're from, make sure to check out the Welsh Esports League to do so. But with that being said, I know that we are going to be jumping into our first match. It, of course, I believe is still going to be a best of one. I could be wrong about that, but a best of one nonetheless should be something that will be interesting to see how these guys play it out. Because as you know, if you get eliminated, that sucks. But if you win it, you are going to have to go up against Esports Organization. So that is going to be a pretty big fight there. Or you could actually go up against the Swans. The Swans also has an opportunity to beat them out. So it's really just going to be hit or miss here on the first map of Ascent, Bigfoot.
Of course, we have Wolfhounds and, like we said, Ronda Rising here. Wolfhounds will be defending. So that is on the left-hand side. You see Wolfhounds still hovering on their agents, whilst seems that Ronda Rising are pretty settled on Raze, Killjoy, Reyna, Sova, and Omen. Omen being, pretty much the go-to for Ascent. So it's no wonder to see Kai locked Omen in over there on the left-hand side. Surprised we haven't got a KO on the right-hand side, but so if Hawkeye can... Now, that is a name I think I might be pronouncing wrong. I apologize. But on the Reyna there, if he can get those shots in, will be very efficient, of course. But yeah, I mean, it does look like locking on the left-hand side. We'll see that KO on the side of Ronda, on the side of Wolfhounds, and of course a Killjoy on both will be pretty meta as well. You know, sending those swarm grenades down the runway, etc. on the B site. Well, let's get into it. Pistol round any second now.
I do think, Bigfoot, looking at this team composition, Raze and Reyna bringing the 2R duelist into the game should make them ready for this, but it isn't exactly meta. Reyna and Raze hasn't been meta on this map for quite some time. You want that jet. You want maybe somebody who can get onto site. Raze does have the ability to satchel, but having a Reyna going to be taking over the lurk spot from the Killjoy could make this team have a very rough, in my opinion, attack side if they don't play as a team here. It's going to be a lot, even though they have double duelists, I think their attack composition is worse on the aggro compared to the meta right now. So this is going to be very unique moving into this pistol round here, Big, but I do see that these players locked in quick, and that always tells me that they're pretty confident in these heroes no matter what they're locking in. So let's hope that they are going to be bringing that confidence to the forefront with already 4 ghosts being bought by attack. This is a full-blown aggro strat.
Let's see if it works out for them. Obviously, they've got their aggression planned, but will the aggression work? Obviously, the knife is going to come out from KNC, and that's going to hold them back for a second. Whilst, oh, we do see... Yep. Benga's moved down to Wine. Could be an interesting angle if they get away with this. Flash will come out. Benga's going to peek off the back of that and get 1. Is it going to be 2? It's going to be 2. Will it be 3? Not quite 3, but the dash to get away with it. Unfortunately... It was free, actually, but Trinity with the grenade finishes Benga off before Benga can get away safely. But those 3 kills are going to be absolutely crucial at the start of this match off. It's going to be really, really hard now for Ronda to do anything. There's 2 players standing.
Wow. Only 2 remaining, and I think that we have Ash in a perfect position to crossfire it up with Kai. Kai going for the knife strat to just check your corners there really quick, and I think that they actually hear the jumping that Kai's doing, and that's going to scare away Sheriff Warrior here to maybe go all the way around with their team. And honestly, that's a smart play. You don't have to take it too aggressive down mid, and should be able to open these guys up for a decent amount of time to push right behind the KJ here, but the turret is up. And are they going to get spotted? I think that every angle is accounted for by defense.
Sheriff Warrior. Love the spelling on that. Going to get spotted out by the turret. Take a little bit of chip damage from the turret too. It's going to be extremely hard for them to make their way on site now as well. There's also, of course, the KJ utility going to stop them. There's a smoke coming out. There's 14 seconds left. It is over for Ronda Rising in this first pistol round.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, it looks like Mini is going to clean it up. But Sheriff Warrior... out of bullets, has enough time to reload and then get a 2-piece. Might be able to find another one here, but no one's really peeking them, and is going to have to go for a save on pistol. So that's going to really impact their economy. I mean, how much money are they walking into here with? Yeah, not a whole lot. 1,700, and that's before they bought anything.
Yeah, so of course, Ronda going to be a little bit more careful when it comes to Wine and pushing into A site. That flash, that one way, it's kind of normal meta. They should have really seen it coming. Creeping down to Wine is kind of quite typical as well. You do kind of need someone to sort of clear out Wine, so you want to throw a swarm grenade in there, have a snake bite or something, you know. But just walking blind and so they weren't blind, but they were all blinded by the grenade. Isn't the best. They won't be doing that again, but now they've just taken a bit more of a default spread across the map, trying to get an initial pick as Hawkeye Kian pushes into mid, but runs away from that drone. Lucky to get away with their life there, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I am seeing right now the way that attack has been handling the amount of information given up to the defense. It's not great. They're sitting in the KO knives. They're not shooting it because they think, oh, it's going to be too loud. Well, if they see you, they see you. It doesn't matter if it's from a gun noise or it's from a shot because they don't know which character you are. So always break the KO knife, but also see if these guys are going to be able to break it through. Banger now going for the swing is going to be spotted, but does a decent amount of damage over to the Reyna here, but on the other side of the things, we do have Mini. This is a Bulldog doing great work, and oh, what a shock dart, managing to do a little bit of damage over to Sheriff Warrior to takes him down to 52. We still have Hawkeye seeing wanting to push right on forward, and yeah, not going to really work too well against Benger's hero rifle strat. And yeah, attack. They have 20 seconds left, Bigfoot, and they have made no space. None.
Yeah, it's
none.
Over. Yep, good economy here as well from the Wolfhounds. You know, they've managed to get a Bulldog and a Vandal in that second round. And Benga actually had a Sheriff in the first round, so that was probably bought for them. Very, very well-managed economy to make sure they've got full force, playing to their strengths, playing to their strongest players. And now as they enter into somewhat of a save, they still do have Benga with a rifle. If what was seen from Benga previously repeats, then maybe that's enough.
It could be. It definitely could be. I do like what we've seen so far from the buys from defense. I think that Kai and Kian, sorry, are looking a little bit worse for wear when it comes to weaponry. But oh my god, check your corners. Banger getting taken out there clean by the Hawkeye clan. Now we got one more. We got one more player to just try to work it out, and it's the Ash. Doesn't have the best long range weapon, and their teammate's dead. So. Just have to weave through the smokes here, Bigfoot.
Ooh, good swarm grenade. Does get Snoshy down to 42 health there. That will be the combo of the alarm bot and the swarm grenade. And yeah, taking Benga out early on was definitely very, very useful here for Ronda as they push in. But there we have Ash peeking around, taking down Snoshy. Ender falls to Kai as well. Just when they thought they had the plant, it's...
Oh no.
Looks like it might all be over. Luckily, Kian C gets... trade there on the Trinity. It's 2 against 2 now. Sheriff Warrior takes down Ash. Very, very important kill. Now the spike should hopefully go down. 46 seconds left. I think they've got just about got time. And Key and C up on Heaven here. It's all down to what they can pull off.
They do have a decent amount of life remaining here, so they can tank a few shots and even dish out a few more. Shock Dart's not going to do any damage, but now he's down to 70 HP. And the Shock Darts just keep coming out, keep scaring him back there. Last player in wine. Kian will be able to touch the site here for free. Only 10 rounds on the Owl Drone used up as well to try to get some info. It doesn't matter. Wow, all of the info that Sheriff Warrior used, and none of it mattered to Kian. And that's going to be a bonus round 1 here. Beautiful clutch.
Yeah, those 2 kills on site, just when the spike was about to go down, really switched that round around. That was Ash taking their time in the hell of the A site. And just waiting for the perfect time to peak, wait for the spike to start going down. Did peak, did get 2 kills, and really, really switched the momentum of that round around. Ronda were looking really, really comfortably ahead, but Wolfhounds managed to snatch it straight back.
Yeah, very quick to really just turn that all the way around here. And now we're going to be looking at yet another great setup here. All players on attack rushing right into some shock darts, and looks like the util is going to scare him back a bit, but the op on the Heaven catwalk might be able to stop him a bit here, but the nade comes on through, but it's not going to be close enough. The peak, the aggro coming out from the Jet is going to be the first blood.
Yeah, these Wolfhounds are looking really, really tight. Very, very good combos. They're playing together. They've got their util working together. They've got a variety of setups and plays planned out for defense. It's really, really good. Could be an interesting matchup when the group stage is over and they start to face up against Swans and Esports organization.
Nice pick from Mini. Very risky there, but that is going to give him the info that the spike is there, and so is the rest of the team. Kian and Ash are just going to keep mowing him through. No one can get past the smoke here. Honestly, you shouldn't want to push it, but now that the bomb's down, you have to. And that is the round yet again. Only one person falls, and they still get to keep their op. So Bigfoot, I don't think that was the round that Attack wanted, but it was an eco, so now they get some actual guns.
Yeah, they're really, well, for their own morale, as well as their scoreboard, they're going to want to get a round on the board just to prove that they can, because this might start getting a little bit out of hand. Wolfhounds might just keep on going. Really, really strong iron wall defense. We do see a really, really heavy A-site push. There is only Ash over on the A site, so you know, Ronda Rising might actually get away with this.
Good chance that they really rock things down here, but I think all they have to do is just hold down that W key, get some real DPS forward, and if they can get one pick early before they get picked, they should be open and take the A site. And it looks like A site's already going to be given up to them open. But wait a minute, just kidding. Banger pushing up mid on a flank, grabs Sheriff Warrior. The bomb might get planted, but I don't know if it's going to be able to get exploded. I mean, this is not going to be easy, but what a shot.
Hawkeye Kian showing why their username is that. Excellent flick, excellent shot onto Ash. Banger going to switch out to a Vandal here. Very, very good with the yacht, but the Vandal being a little bit more versatile to push into this site. Going to see a recon dart come out and a triple push out of heaven, but the smoke's going to hold him back a second. Hunter's Fury comes out. It's one kill on the Snoshy. Can any more come off the back of that? Excellent combo with the dart, but is it going to be... Oh no, Ender jumps up to try and get a kill. Does get taken down, but Trinity gets the showstopper on Akai. Spike is starting to increase in speed. It is just Trinity standing. Trinity's going to make this peak and get taken down. Unfortunately, they will have another buy round loss to the Wolfhounds.
I mean, good effort from Trinity. I think the showstopper took out a huge chunk of the KO's HP, so almost got a double kill there. But unfortunately, it's an almost got. Kian has yet to die. 6-0 right now. Very close to losing their lives many times, but has clutched it every time they have needed to. This is the player that you want to watch out for if you're looking at the defense. And attack, you're looking at a team that has to force up again, and they have to keep trying to stop the momentous build-up these players are bringing. And yeah, Hawkeye definitely doing a great job getting those entry frags, but at the end of the day, it's about how they hold the post plant, because the bomb's been defused more times than any. And what a shot! They just don't get a break.
I mean, they do need to slow it down a little bit. They can't just be making these blind peaks. On Ascent, it's actually the defenders that can hold that angle. So as the attacker, you're pushing into a held angle. And if you're being taken down this quickly on peaks, you don't want to be making any peaks like that. You need to be using your util, trying to gather info, trying to make your way to site. But I think peeking mid, just a little bit too dangerous. And that's the thing, Wolfhounds have just laid down so many, like, traps. Well, they've forced them to use util on wine every time. They're forcing them to not peek mid. They're reducing their options with the aggression and the accuracy. Banger with a headshot on a Hawkeye Kian as well. Walking around mid with the blades. Can anyone stop them?
I mean, that's a good question. If anybody's going to stop them, though, it's going to be these last two players standing. And alarm bot's going to be triggered. One pick for Ash. Get the second. You know you want to. Knives are out and can't stop it. Flawless round. Barely any damage taken by defense, and they have guaranteed themselves a successful first half.
I mean, statistically, it was looking like these teams might be evenly matched. You know, 3 games played, 3 games won in the group stage each. But sitting at the top of that leaderboard together, it really does look like the Wolfhounds have got a lot more preparation and a much thicker playbook when it comes to this map.
I do think that what we need to worry about right now is the fact that, 1, they haven't taken out the KO. 2, they have this op that's been alive since round 3. And that's scary. Those 2 combinations can really mess with them here. So if you want to take a site, 1, you can't be giving up info. Already, that knife has spotted out their entire team. They know it's going to be an A push, and they have 3 players ready for it. So it's not like they're going into this blind. It looks like they are just getting everything right. And this is a perfect amount of info. And look at that. They just stand there and take it. The flashbang will actually back Kai out, and they're gone. They're leaving.
Yeah, really, really good Omen plays by Kai. Great use of Omen util. Going to get away with their life as well. Back onto site. The lockdown was thought about, but it wasn't actually used. There isn't a Hunter's Fury, so the lockdown isn't cancelable. Might be worth giving it a go. You know, there is actually every single player of the defensive side. Oh, apart from one, sorry. Behind me, my little face covering up a little bit of the map there, covering up the B side. I'm going to move that. Put it in the top right. Thought all of them were over there. No, but there is. Ash is actually still over on B. Oh, my days. It's looking good as they push on the site. Might be their first round.
Hey, I mean, it could be their first round, but you have to worry about the banger and the lockdown to immediately push them back off. They are going to be able to break this door and should be able to push right back out. But oh, they actually counter ultimate here, and that's huge. But unfortunately, while focusing on that, they still ran away from sight. Wait a minute. They're on B.
Yeah, from the shadows over to B. Spike is planted. Sheriff Warrior going to try and get this very, very important kill on A, but it won't happen. Can Ender catch out Ash in this? Oh, and he does beautiful stuff. Now it is a 1v1. It is Ender against one of the strongest players of Wolfhounds. As Benga makes their way through spawn, keeps on pushing in. Let's see what they do. Bit of a weird smoke.
Bad smoke.
Benga's just going to walk straight through it anyway, and will be shot down from the sky. Finally, we see Ronda Rising get around on the board.
Yeah, Ender was him in that moment, being able to TP around, read it well, and be like, okay, this is a losing site. If they retake this, they are very confident in that they are going to be successful. So I like that. That was a good read. They TP'd when they needed to. They got the bomb planted, and then they got the kills that they needed to as well. Taking out Ash was huge, but taking out Benger, I think that very bold play, you saw that the smoke wasn't perfect, and yet you still went for a Hail Mary fly-through strat, which I guess I can commend there, but what I will be commending is the fact that they still have a bunch of money. They could still afford the full op buy. They're still going to be bringing the main heat. And attack now is not going to be going A. They're going to be going B. Ooh. That's a lot of damage.
Benga here with the op again. You know, so much of an economy, they can just keep on buying them. Will be another kill.
Oh!
The peaking, you know, Ronda Rising have actually peaked their loss a few times now. Peaked into a lost round a good couple of times. And we see Mini pushing into Boathouse, gonna get trapped. It's all down to Ash to protect. Oh, and Kai teleporting into Boathouse. Gonna be there to protect their teammate. Really, really good from the shadows there. Mini will still be alive. Gonna make that peak, and it's gonna be a floor sweep. Ash even gets 2 with the classic. And it's a flawless round for the Wolfhounds.
Bigfoot, the one thing you don't want to see after a bunch of damage is being dealt like that is you don't want to watch a flawless round immediately over. So this is not going to be easy. This is going to be a lot of damage being dealt. But I'm scared for them because they just had a great round, great clutch, and they're already out of money here. So this is a little bit interesting.
Very, very interesting. Standing ahead. A recon dart. Another peek with the op, and it's going to be actually not going to be another kill for once. 2 missed shots, but still. Kian just pushing out into mid where they know that op can peek out. Ender's going to try and get a duel against Kai here. It's the Omen versus Omen.
All right, all right. There we go. Mini gets another one down. Might be able to do it again. Oh, come on. A lot of damage dealt. Kai's going to do it again and again. Might be able to find the third. This is not going to be easy, but they have the skills that pay the bills, so all they have to do is find the damage here. There we have more trades. How is this Omen still getting picks here? Only 2 remaining, and Ash is about to hold down mid, but what is that timing?
Ash on the op as well. Shots looking just as good as Benga. Hawkeye Kian with the frenzy getting a really good kill. The grenade gonna hold them back a little bit. We push through again, but yeah, I don't think there's much Hawkeye can do with just this frenzy. Maybe try and get one more kill. Kian behind that box, behind the dice, and it will be a kill for Kian. Oh. Well, they managed to get 1 round on the board so far. I think they might be able to get another one, but it's going to look like a very, very difficult scoreline to enter into the second half here for Ronda Rising. The defensive side of Wolfhounds just really, really tight. So many great plays. And just so many great shots with that operator as well. Some really good headshots with the rifles. And they're just playing together. Like, we nearly always see the Wolfhounds working together, either at least peeking together or joining their util up. Some kind of combo to keep Ronda Rising back.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, is it a combo or is it just the fact that these guys have gotten the coupon code to take this game for free? So far, we're seeing just such great angles. They know how to hold it. Benger, for the first time in a long time, has missed 3 shots in a row. Might be able to get it. No, a 4th shot missed. Now has to go back on the reload, but there is Mini down to only 16 HP, a miniature amount, leaving not much, but Sheriff. This is the warrior that you want to worry about. Has the opportunity to just work their way through some kind of damage and swing and a hit. All you have to do is have the reaction time.
There was a headshot available there, but of course they don't know what we know.
Scary stuff indeed, but Bigfoot, what is attack to do? They've wasted a minute and a half here just kind of walking up and down mid, and they're not even going to be bringing the bomb to B. They're going all the way around to A, and just kidding, Mini's there, so might have to rethink that strat. It's time to go pizza. Pizza time.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I think a lot of this is down to their composition choice. They're only flash as Rain and Leas, which just aren't that great, especially in higher tiers.
Well, that doesn't help.
Haven't really been utilizing Ray's entry. If they had double satchel entry alongside Leas, they might be getting some more momentum, but they just don't really have the flashes for entering this site. Like, you know, some people play this map with Sky and KO. And it's just so effective having those flashes. But we do see the spike go down. I did think this might have been the round they get, but Ender on such low health, it's going to all be down to Sheriff. I loved how you called it Warrior. It is actually spelled like Warrior, and Sheriff has got a lot to worry about right now. Hiding in hell, 2 in heaven. Going to be need to get a very, very good spray transfer on these two. 1, 2, and it is going to be another round for Sheriff Warrior. Nice clutch.
Wow. I mean, that is what they needed to do. They brought it, and the heat is hot. So that's another round, a second round, but we are going into round second to last. They have a lot on their plate. They have 3 ultimates to work with, though. If they can do another one of those great from the shadows plays, they're going to be highly successful here. So I'm looking forward to that.
The Odins come out. Mini start to feel like it's time to lay down the aggression through that wall. Luckily, Ronda Rising are not pushing the B side. They're pushing towards A, but we're seeing a very, very aggressive push here. The flash comes out. Luckily for Ender, manages to get that headshot on a Benga, and this might be another round for them if they can keep this momentum up. With Benga down, they do have a chance.
Wow. And that's going to set them up for success here, leaving not much remaining on defense to hold A. Just kidding, it's Kian. Just kidding. The Warrior is dead. The Sheriff player is gone, and that Owl drone gets info. You can completely see mid. They actually spotted out Hawkeye at the very tip of the top there, and Mini's now going to be able to anchor this down with an Odin. Has the recon dart if they want to re-peek that, but overall, it's not going to be easy if they can just get a little bit of info. And oh, the timing. Ender is in a safe spot.
Ender can keep pushing as well. I think it might even be worth pushing into that smoke, taking a little bit of a risk, but just going to hold down that angle as well, taking it slowly. Definitely a very wise choice. From the shadows is in hand. Hopefully going to catch this rotation as well. Ender does see Kai, but Kai sees Ender. Now it's going to be a 2v1 swing. Gets one headshot, but will be traded out by Kian. Showstopper comes out, pushes them back, doesn't actually get a kill, does take Mini down a little bit of health.
What?
That's a headshot, but not a kill. That's another kill there. Wow, Snoshy re-peeks and headshots Mini straight back, even though they're only on 5 HP. Spike is in Snoshy's hands. Hawkeye Kian creeping up with the knife, but oh my day, should not have got away with that. Does get the knock onto Kian. Ash managed to take down Snoshy. Ash has been playing Boathouse very, very sneakily. There's 6 seconds now for Hawkeye to push and get this kill, and it will happen.
Wow.
Jinx.
That's a great way to read it. I mean, beautiful clutch there. They've managed to win 2 in a row. I mean, that's a statement to be made. They've managed to take them both back, and now it's the last round. And we're not going to be able to see any more ops. We're not going to be able to see any more Odins. We're only going to be seeing rifle versus rifle. So both teams are on a pretty even playing field. We actually might see Benger. No, Benger is going to be going for it. And yeah, this is unique is how I would phrase it in the positioning that we have attack in, but that's not going to stop them from maybe getting it to 8-4, and an 8-4 scoreline is definitely doable on a map like Ascent.
Yeah, they've got the momentum, and I think what happened earlier on was just sort of a team cohesion diff, you know. Wolfhounds were just playing so well together, and Ronda Rising was a little bit confused. Over-peaking, not really getting those combos or those plays out. We're going to see a nice kill there from Hawkeye Kian. I honestly thought Mini was about to get a headshot, but the bullets per second diff with the Empress there really helped out. Hawkeye Kian still pushing forward. 3 kills. Could it be an ace for Kian?
Nearly an ace for Hawkeye there. Got a 4K, got their team cooking up, and yeah, they managed to take 3 in a row. Something tells me that they finally managed to turn on their peripherals. Their monitors are now locked and loaded with the gameplay, because that is exactly what I would have expected a few rounds prior to that. But 8-4 could have been a 10-1 or 11-1 with how that game was going. So big comeback there. Great half for them to turn it around, and now we're going to be moving in to a different side of things. And this is where I think the defense is going to be having some having some issues here. But Bigfoot, let me ask you, how do you think this team composition, we talked about it when agents were selected, how do you think it's actually faring now that we've seen them in action?
Well, it did work better in those last few rounds, but I still think they're lacking flashes for this site. You know, you got these bottlenecks that often get smoked. You kind of need to flash out with them, if not double or triple flash. Like Benga, I don't know what happened, but there was this some sort of wallbang kill there. Ash getting one. And I was going to say as well, it'll be interesting to see what the playbook is when we have Wolfhounds on attack. And it looks like the playbook is the same aggression they had on defense, but ×2, turning it up a notch and just find the way onto A site without any drama whatsoever. And it's a very, very difficult retake coming up now for Ronda Rising.
Yeah, not exactly ideal. I'll give you that, but we do see that right now they have had a bit of an issue with this attack composition. As you pointed out, no flashbangs. How do you retake with that? Well, both duelists are here. They have one blind in the Reyna Eye. I don't even know if they have it anymore, as the bot's going to finish them off. And wow. Wait, Trinity got one there.
Just about.
Stopping it from being a flawless, though. So that's good. I mean, you don't want to get flawless on more than 5 times in a game, and they haven't had that happen yet.
I mean, the goal isn't to never get flawless, but yeah, I think 4 or 5 times is starting to get a little bit painful. Yeah, Wolfhound is looking really, really comfortable and confident still. Are they going to leave the spike behind and go for a deathmatch? It looks like they might. It's interesting. We saw last week there was the flexing was getting a little bit out of hand.
Yeah,
second game last week, and leaving the spike behind doesn't actually seem that much of a big deal after what we saw last week.
Revealing area.
All right, well, if we're not going to be seeing that level of flexing, we'll still see a little bit of flexing. These guys are good gamers. They know how to really lock things back here, but at the end of the day, it's about how they can adapt. And they adapted quite well in the later half of that first half to get it to 8-4. I don't know if they're going to be able to keep that up, but so far, I'm kind of a fan of this default style compared to their double duelist, no flashbangs, but, they might still make me a believer.
They're playing it quite slowly this time, and they managed to get a lot of space in mid, but they are kind of surrounded by Ender and Kian. Obviously, with the flashes and the superior weaponry, it will not be a hard push for them. Engard also takes down Trinity with second round rifle, yet again going to be showing its power and prowess in the hands of Benga. Sheriff does try to sneak up on Mini, but Mini with another powerful gun. Guardian will just swing and get that kill. Ash gets taken down through the wall, and it is a flawless round. Yet another flawless round for the Wolfhounds. 10-4, only needing 3 rounds to close this out. And I will not be surprised to see them get the next 3, but let's see what Ronda Rising have got in store.
Well, hopefully they have something in store better than what they've had before. This is not going to be easy, but these guys are gamers. And they know how to win it. They know how to play it. They know exactly what they need to do to win everything out here. So I'm excited that this is now going to be a hopeful buy round for them. They have a decent chunk of weaponry to work with, and you're facing off against a bonus round. And I will remind us, though, last time there was a bonus round, it went over to the team that's currently winning. So good luck. And oh my God,
oh my days,
blind leading the blind, and the blind will win.
Benga with another headshot. Kian gets one too. Spectre in hand. Going to be no drama for Kian. Easily taken down. Ender rushing on a site now. They're going to get the spike down. Hawkeye Kian does get 1 kill from B, looking towards A, but there's still only 2 players on the side of Ronda Rising for this retake, coming from opposite sides of the map. About to walk into an alarm bot. Will be triggered. Ash knows that someone's there. It's going to be a pretty simple kill for Ash unless Sheriff's aim is on fleek, and it is not. Hawkeye Kian, last one standing for a 1v4 retake. Might be time to save, but it's also time to get some rounds on the board, so a very tough decision here in a very awkward spot, both in this round and in the grand scheme of things. And yeah, Mini's going to re-peek, get that trade after Ash falls, and it's now 11 points to 4.
Wow. Not ideal, not the best, but it is where we're at it. So I will say I like what we've seen. I think that they have what it takes to maybe bring this back, but they have no money. They don't have a lot to work with, and RR I think is going to be needing some nice relaxation and rest after that, because it seems like they've really just taken it back here with a lot of confidence, in my opinion, a whole lot of confidence, and they've earned it. But I do see now that defense, they've grouped up towards A. They're actually starting some early flanks, and oh, that's not the start you want. Already down a player, and I don't know. I think Bigfoot, this is probably the last 2 rounds we're going to be watching. Definitely the last 2 rounds we're going to be watching.
Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised to see the steamroller not get stopped, but you know, miracles can happen in Valorant. But Kian, Vandal in hand, 3 of them peeking Snoshy. Snoshy did have the Sheriff, but against all of those players, there's not much to be done. Ender picks up a Sheriff too. Hawkeye Kian going to pick up a Sheriff themselves. But against these stronger weapons, I don't think there's anything to be done now.
Standing ahead. There they are.
Oh, big blind. Oh, what a flick there, Mini. Finish it off. You got 2 people in front of you, and you're getting baited, and it doesn't even matter. They can't even get a crossfire going, and Mini's just going to try to end this. The Sheriff does dink him down to 5 HP.
Nice.
And finishes it off. Nice. This could be an ace. I mean, it could be. It won't be, though.
There is a universe somewhere where that was an ace, but they're just swamping them, running it down, all 4 of them. Don't mind if they lose another player or 2, as long as they just take down that Sheriff. But now it is on to match point, and yeah, I'm going to switch my lights on because I think this might be the last round. We might be coming back to our cams any second.
Yeah, I mean, if you're watching at home right now and you think that this team has a chance at a comeback, I applaud the enthusiasm, but you're wrong. Now, this is not going to be easy. This isn't. This really isn't, Bigfoot, because they have to win a whole 8 rounds in a row, and they haven't even won 4 in the entire game so far. So, good luck. Have fun. This ain't going to be easy, but with an ultimate like this, that should be able to scare them back just a bit. We have defense needing to hold this back, but attack is just wanting to push full-blown into this. And that smoke isn't ideal. This is like the 3rd Omen smoke I've seen that still allows for a little bit of a gap, but what isn't gapped right now is the damage. Hawk is going to be able to grab 1. Banger gets a dink onto that player, rushes down with the knives, and wow, the Rain is still able to dodge a bit, but last player standing,
okay.
1v3.
Okay,
I eat my words. Love caster cursing it. Never,
turn
never,
my lights
ever
off,
again.
I'll leave them on.
Might be here a while.
But wow. No, that's really good, man. It isn't impossible. Just warming up for this cast today, I had a 11-1, then 12-2 comeback. So we were on 1, then 2, and then managed to come back very, very determined with the right communication, with the right switch up of tactics, taking advantage of the enemy's weaknesses. And not that I think Wolfhounds have many. Can be a route to take, but it is looking pretty tricky. They need to lean into their strengths here, as well as leaning into Wolfhound's weakness. And yeah, I think you're right. I don't think it's possible.
Yeah, not exactly ideal in this spot here, but if they win 1, they can win another, and if they can win 1, they can win another, and if that's the way that it goes. But if you lose a player twice, you might not be able to. So every time I say that somebody can win, they don't. So I gotta stop talking.
Okay.
But look at that. I just, every time I keep having to eat my words, and I'm full right now. So please stop making me do that.
Yeah, Benga was team flashed again. I mean, that's happened quite a few times when they're pushed into mid. Benga's been flashed by the team, by Kaio. So that was their downfall that round. Hawkeye Kian going to make this push out of heaven. Going to get some space, but not see anyone. Going to maybe wait for the rest of the team to come before they push onto site. There is a very, very dangerous player in tree here. It's going to be tricky to come out on top of this for Snoshy. And yep, Snoshy's going to fall very quickly with 1 headshot. Raid comes out to keep people further back. Another good kill from Hawkeye Kian. Gonna make their way down on the spike. There is the drone. And the peek comes out from Mini. Very successful peek. Yep, it is all over. Wolfhounds take the victory. They will be going pretty soon. Let's just check who they're going to be going up against. So it'll be the Group B winner up against the Group A runner-up. So I think it might be safe to say it'll be them versus Swans.
Really? You think Swans is going to be able to beat Esports Organization? Because I thought that was EO versus Swans in that other one. I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong.
So just looking at this, it's the Robins and Pit Ponies that need to actually play. Everyone else has played. So
Okay.
I think the Group A scoreline is set with Esports Organization being the winners and Swans being the Robins and runners-up. And whatever happens between the Robins and Pit Ponies, nothing's going to change that. So Swans are the runner-up, and that does make Wolfhounds the winner of Group B. So one semi-final will be Wolfhounds versus Swans. That would be a very, very good match to watch. The alternative match, I think, was going to be Esports versus Ronda Rising, I think. So if I'm not mistaken, might have to quickly get that clarified. Just let us know in the chat if you have any preferences. We can make a choice. We're the bosses around here. Me and Ed, you make these calls. We basically run this show. We can say what happens, and we're asking the community for input too. Both games are going to be really, really good. I mean, Esports Organization against Wolfhounds it's hard to call. Wolfhounds look really, really strong there, but Esports Organization has been so strong throughout this league, and they've been in two different groups. We don't really know what's going to happen.
Yeah, we don't. So, because we don't know what's going to happen for sure, please stick around, everybody. We'll send it to a quick break. Thank to our sponsor, Act. Make sure to check them out after this. But of course, we'll be right back with our second game of the day. Good luck, have fun to the teams, and we will see you in a little bit.
If you're worried someone close to you is being radicalized, act early and reach out for help. We give advice and guidance, and together with other organizations, we can put the right support in place. Without it, your loved one could be drawn down a dangerous path. So we'll work to help them escape it. You won't be wasting our time. And if you act early, we can help before it's too late. If you're worried that someone you know is being radicalized, visit actearly.uk.
Welcome back, everybody. We are through to the semi-finals of the Welsh Esports League. My name is Bigfoot, joined by Edu, and we've got a banger of a match coming up. It will be Wolfhounds versus Swans. The two different groups, one winner, one runner-up, clashing. And how do you think this is going to go, Edu? Wolfhounds versus Swans.
I think it's going to be nice to see how these guys are going to duke it out. Obviously, we saw the Swans last week decide that the players that they were previously going up against didn't deserve to play the game anymore. It was a real just mean thing to do, in my opinion. But as we are going to be moving into another match with them, they are facing off against the Wolfhounds, which did do fairly well. I will say that they were able to take Ronda Rising out pretty handedly, I believe. So I could be tripping up, but I'm excited to see how they are going to go. But at the end of the day, the Swans, they know how to put their foot down when it comes to gameplay. So I am going to be a little bit concerned if the Swans are bringing that same bravado. It is going to be on the map behind me. We're going to be going to Ascent, so that's going to be stressful here because, you know, Ascent, we just watched them play on, and it was decent, but I'm a little bit shocked if the Swans don't take this game.
I mean, we did just see the Wolfhounds on defense on Ascent, and they had some really, really good tight plays. It is possible that Swans coach or a Swans fan watched that match, or a Swans player even watched that match, and it's actually quite likely that a Swans player watched that match because I don't think the Swans have actually played to get to play today, have they? No. So the Swans have actually been free. Chances are they watched the match previously where Wolfhounds were on defense. So that's actually going to work against the Wolfhounds because a lot of their playbook will already be known by the Swans, and the Swans will actually be able to prepare for this match through watching that. So that does go towards your prediction of a Swan stomping, but the fact that Wolfhounds held their own so powerfully on Ascent previously, especially starting off in Descent, also leans towards the fact that Wolfhounds might have a chance. Let's see how it goes. Some of the agents do start to get locked in.
Yeah, well, it looks like we're actually going to be seeing both teams mirrored team composition, the old strategies that we love to see, but it's not going to be any guarantee if these players are going to duke it out properly. I will report that I am afraid for one team over the other, but we do love that these guys are representing the pride here. Shout out to all the members of the LGBT, but also Ascent. This team mirrored combinations. Good luck. Have fun. If you're against the Swans, you're going to need it. If you're not against the Swans, you're going to beat it. Let's see if they can do some damage here. All you have to do is find a few picks here. Wolfhounds will be on defense, Swans on attack. Now, you talked about this a little bit, Bigfoot. You asked, what is a defense-sided map? Ascent, or is it an attack-sided map? Where are we feeling? I think you previously said it was defense.
I think the bottlenecks make it a little bit more defensy. Yeah, I mean, you've got these really, really heavy bottlenecks. With certain comps, it might become an attack-sided map. It's possible. If you have plenty of flashes as the attacker against no flashes for the defender, it might switch over a little bit. But generally, I do think the bottlenecks lead towards being defense-sided.
I think you're right about that. I mean, obviously, a lot of defense points come through chokes, and in the current meta that you have, it's tough to push out chokes if you don't have a jet. Luckily, both teams are going to be having a jet this time, so this could be all that they need to do to find some real lock in. Yeah, they're already out.
Wow.
And they are doing what Swan does best, holding W. But wait a minute. They're just holding it to the point where they're massacring it. MJT gets one, Sid gets another, but Kian is here to get a big pick here. Beautiful job.
Yeah, MJT was in heaven before the rotation even came through. Did get traded out, but... didn't get traded out. Who fell from the Swans and where? I did miss that. Benga, showing that they've still got it. MJT also got it as well, of course. Oh my days, I think we might have a match. I think I might have been, somewhere along the lines of having a match on our hands here. MJT going to have to take this swing against... Oh, not even going to get it halfway. Big mistake, Kai. You could have really done with getting that halfway. Might have made this... See, if that was halfway, Benga could have stuck it. And it's too late now. That is... Oh. If Kai just stayed on that spike for a second more...
You know what? I'm glad Sid died there. All the BM, if you were watching that, that was too much. Too much. Wait, it was mean.
Well,
crucial.
We do love our tea in the UK, mate. So tea bags are everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense. Here in America, if you teabag somebody, it's when you chuck it into the harbor. But looking at this, though, looking at what we got going on right now, it's the Swans starting us off pretty strong. But both teams actually put up a lot of a fight in the pistol rounds. That might be indicative of a close game here. I'm hopeful that it will be, but no guarantee as the Swans are already inching their way towards B site. MJT so quick to take space and get first blood.
Yeah, MJT is super, super fast. It's like Sonic the Hedgehog with a gun here as MJT just rushes onto site. Sid already holding down Spawn with the Bulldog, gets 2 beautiful kills. It's too easy. Benga's going to make this peak. Going to have to get a headshot somewhere along the line, but that Bulldog spraying down. Benga does get 2 headshots onto Sid and Lou. Excellent stuff there. Kian, though, with just a classic, going to make that peak as MJT gets the free K to close off the round. 2-0 to the Swans.
Wow. Good job. Good stuff. Exactly what you want to see, and they managed to do it pretty effectively. So good job on them. But now we are going to be moving into another big round for these players, and that's going to be the bye rounds for both of these teams. Now, I wonder, are they going to be able to really lock things in here? I like the fact that the Wolfhounds have a decent bye, but the thing about the Swans is that if they have at least one rifle, they can just pass that around to get themselves through the door.
Knife out, one way out. MJT bypasses it. The recon dot does catch Benga. Benga's going to peek off the flash, but like I said, the Swans might know this playbook. Not only is it a meta playbook, they could have seen the stream and seen that this is exactly what Wolfhounds like to do on that A site. MJT just marching down mid with the knives out. The Blade Storm going to push it into tree any second now. The dash comes out, and the whiff comes out with Benga coming out on top.
Oh, then somebody's going to be coming out on top here. This is a great round so far. I mean, they have what it takes to really lock it in, but what is that beautiful amount of damage? Sid's actually going to be able to grab Benga down, and we're seeing more damage, more DPS. The Wolfhounds are down to only 1 player. What is Halsey doing? The bomb's going to get planted, and unfortunately, it's all up to the Killjoy. Good
luck, Ash. You're going to need it. So we're seeing the inverse of what the Wolfhounds just did to Ronda Rising. Swans taking that first bonus round away from them, just like the Wolfhounds did to RR. And Wolfhounds playbook might need a little bit of editing as they come up against the Swans here.
Well, let's hope that it's going to be a successful amount. I mean, we do have a good flank here, and they're not spotted. Never mind. I'm tripping up. Color blindness, it always impacts me, but of course they are going for a full save. They're on the B side. They're not really in a position to really worry about much, and yeah, Ash will be able to save, but that's a bonus round over to Swans. Wolfhounds previously not losing a single bonus round might have a problem going forward.
Uninteresting take in the chat. Chug says every single map in Diffuse game history is defense side, and he's tired of pretending it's not. What about Lotus?
Yeah, Haven not defense-sided because there's too many sites. So, you know, I love outdated information. Always great to read it. So keep it coming, guys. Also tell me what I should be buying in stock. I'm sure you have great people on that as well.
Ooh, stock markets are a bit messy these days, man. I wouldn't be able to help you with that one. I would be shorting stock right now because everything's about to collapse, and it might also be collapsing for Wolfhounds as they try and stop this tsunami that is coming out from the Swans. But, you know, they're on that save round with the Sheriffs, and it's, you know, Swans are just marching onto site. They've got all that space again, spraying down in Spawn. MJT with the Phantom gets 2, but Kai gets a beautiful shot on the Daki as elsewhere. Ash does manage to trade out MJT. If they can pick up some guns and keep getting some good shots for the Sheriff, it might actually switch around, but there we have it. Lou coming out on top. The firepower is showing superiority.
Yeah, pretty scary stuff here. They're not going to be able to really work around too much going forward, but I do like what we've seen with the damage from Halsey, and yeah, that saved rifle, not going to be able to save it this time. Mini will be able to get a decent amount of damage, but not a kill, and that's going to set us up for Swans again. Very successful, honestly. I think that 0 to 4 able to really lock things down. But back over to the point of what is defense and attack sided. You got to remember one thing, and that is team composition in a map or in a game like Valorant. If you have a defense sided map, doesn't really matter if you're picking 5 duelists. Obviously, that's an over exaggeration, but you get the point. But with this team composition, in my opinion, attack leads a little bit better into how they can take. And since it's both tied up, it's all about retakes. It's all about working with your team on that aggression. This is an aggressive team composition, and it should be treated as such. Case in point, MJT being aggressive is going to open it up for a trade with Daki getting mini down.
4 for 4, but the spike carrier goes down. Now it's 4 against 3. Wolfhounds finally having a little bit of a lead here. Swans have lost MJT. Might be a bit of a thorn in the side of their gameplay but throughout the rest of this round. Benga's looking good. Unfortunately wasted the dash there, not catching anyone off guard. But let's see what Swans do. They're kind of stuck in market with the spike here. Rotation could be useful, but Wolfhounds, they've got site control on either side, but they haven't got like any more. Oh well. And as soon as I was going to say they haven't got much more map control. As soon as the only player on B gets taken down, we do see Daki able just to rush down to site and get the spike down. It's now 3 against 2. Kian going to get the knife out. Benga closing the door. Kai with a beautiful headshot on a Halsey there. And yeah, Benga's going to march in into the first round on the board for the Wolfhounds.
Oh, wow. I mean, that's better than nothing. Obviously, they're able to really work their way through this, but still a little bit worried. Still a little bit scared for how these guys are going to be able to finish themselves up here. Because now it's going to be a team ace. We're going to have more damage being dealt, and one for all to take out the Swans. I think that's the main idea that we get from that Bigfoot is one person got 1 kill, and that's what you have to do when you're fighting against a team that one person can get them all. So you got to work as a team. You got to play slow if you want to be taking it against it, because right now, even if it's attack or defense sided, it's a Swan sided map, and they want to take this. It's a best of 1. You don't have any room for failure here.
There comes the knife. That will hold back the MJT super push for a second. The MJ3 train will be slowed down for 9 seconds, but as they creep their way towards the chokehold, I wouldn't be surprised to see it all explode nonetheless. Mini playing a little bit further back down mid for safety, but there we go. Here comes the train. MJT train does dash in up against Generator, gets the kill on Ash, makes their way through to heaven. The playbook is repeating itself, but this time it's being far more effective than it has been previously. 2 kills this time. It was 1 last time. Kian does get the headshot trade. Now as they push their way back through to heaven, it's going to be an attempted retake with the counter 0 point, counter 0 command coming out.
That's going to set it up. Shock Dart lands right on time. The post plant power is massive, but wait a minute. Are they going to be able to find that? Yes, they are. Great job from the flank. Kian has to chase after this, and yeah, you can't really get Lou for free. And there we have lineups, shut down. Swans in the post plant. They split up, searched for clues, and got an easy round, in my opinion, from all of the damage dealt. So good job. Keep that kind of energy flowing, because you're going to need it in this next round. This is where things really start to heat up, in my opinion.
Let's see. So Wolfhound's got 2 rifles. Nope. Take that back down to 1. Take that back down to none. It's going to be a sheriff round. Okay, let's see if they can put it off. Oh. Okay. How's he going to get this high angle if there is a push? But I doubt there will be a defensive push when there's only sheriff. Ooh. Spied by the recon dog. Going to maybe make a little bit of a maneuver. Yeah, I can't see the defenders. Wolfhounds pushing much further forward. There we go. Nice shots from Kai, but traded out by Daki. Ash did push out. I don't know if that's the right play when you're only holding sheriffs, is to make that solo push, but definitely a confident attempt. We do see Lou getting a pretty easy kill there as well. Moving on to site. Spike's about to go down in the corner. Benga on the flank with the sheriff, but location is noted. Oh! Nice shock dart. Lucky.
Oh, Ozzy up close. One.
One enemy remaining.
Full sprays, just covering fire afterwards. I like that strat. Swans, though, they will be taking that round, only losing one. A nearly flawless round onto the Wolfhounds. And again, this is a best of one. And unfortunately, on a map like Ascent, it is really just if you get pushed back, you're not going to be able to take it at all. And that's scary, in my opinion. I think that we have a lot of rounds here, but Wolfhounds, they have a lot of pressure on their plate, as this is the semis. This is where you might be able to get taken down quite swiftly by a team like Swans. And of course, the other big fish in the sea is Esports Organization, currently going up against another team. So Grand Finals is looking so far like EO versus Swans again.
I mean, that's what we all want to see. We want to see the esports, where Welsh Esports League's strongest Welsh team against these newcomers that have just started dominating. So it's going to be up to the Swans to really play it carefully, because so far I think the odds are favouring Esports Organisation as they come across the border from England and start to dominate the Welsh Esports League. But of course, it's going to be all down to the Swans, who have been defeated by them previously. Okay, Shock Dart. Not enough to take down a lockdown, so the attacker lockdown will pop off. We'll keep them back for a second, and now we see Wolfhounds make that push in, but time is ticking, and the shots are coming through the wall even. The wall bangs are coming out. Halsey there. And Daki looking pretty comfortable, even the swarm grenades now. I don't think there's any time left. The Wolfhounds are going to have to march on a side. Do you see from the shadows come in? The defender lockdown can hold people back. It is possible this will be a defuse. Kai's going to get the defuse started. I think it's going to go down. Daki held too far back.
Yeah, that's a good round from Wolf fans. Daki kind of doing what they've done a few rounds in a row now. If we watch back at and think about the strats they were pulling out, is give up the site, let your team handle it. Have a full faith in your site, kill anyone on the rotates, and try to get there. He was a little bit late on going all the way around and back into market there, so it wasn't exactly an ideal angle to play from, but it did work out just enough for them to get where they wanted to be. But now they have to live with the repercussions of that. Now they have to worry about, we don't have X, Y, or Z. We don't have a bomb diffusers. But now in this next round, they shouldn't have that same mistake again. That's the thing about the Swans. They learn quickly from when they mess up. So they're probably not going to be pulling that strat out for a little bit.
Yeah, well, I hope moving into the finals, if they make it, that they really can learn. They're probably going to want to study, if they've got a recording of it, their last game against Esports Organisation. Kai with 2 amazing kills before getting traded out by Daki, but wow, the kills are coming in thick and fast. Wolfhound's down to 1 player standing. Mini does get 1 important kill. The spike carrier is killed, but 1 minute 8. If Mini can get 1 kill here and turn this into a 1v1, this could be amazing. There we have the smoke. The dart comes out. Will give them time to get the spike and get it planted. It's still down to Mini to isolate these fights. Does want a 1v1. Spraying through the wall there. Might have been tickled a little bit. I'm not sure. Nope, not tickled at all. Making their way through the runway. Might be a slightly surprising angle. Does look like the Swans are expecting him to come from the other side. You can spy the Vandal there. If he's not blind, he's seen the location of 1 player. Oh my days. Why aren't they checking runway? It's entirely a possibility. There we go, they check. And Halsey gets the headshot.
Now, Bigfoot, I am looking towards a pretty scary position here for the sides of Swans. They have won the half. Wolfhound still doesn't have much. They don't have a lot of money, and they haven't even saved up a lot of ultimates here. So let me ask you, at this point in the game, usually we'd see a timeout. Do we think that the players are just a little bit, too focused on what they have to do, or should we be seeing a timeout right now?
We should be, mate. We definitely should be, but in the heat of the moment, it seems like a lot of these teams forget that that's something they can do, and whether you even come up with anything new or not, just having a break from the slaughter can sometimes help you come in fresh, like it's a new situation. But there we have another aggressive push from the Swans. Benga falls. Going to see another dash on a Jenny from MJT. Might even be worth putting some swarm grenades on top of Jenny at this point, like popping your alarm bot and your swarm grenade on top of Jenny to stop MJT's push. It's the same every time. Kian with the trigger control waiting so long. Going to get 1 kill, but not another. Oh my days. Trigger discipline was definitely worth it for 1 there, but unfortunately too many people on site to continue that train moving.
Yeah, and now look at that angle from Halsey up top. He's actually losing that fight. Luckily, the Marshall third shot isn't going to connect, and Ash will fall, but Swans up against the odds here. So I like what we've seen from this Omen. 13-4, really starting to lock things down with such consistency. It's key, it's king, and might be able to just finish the game off right now if they want to. I mean, they're in a position where they haven't been punished much, the Swans. I mean, yes, Sid is sitting at 7 deaths. MJT, the guy who's entering, doing a great job being the first to go in, getting the first bloods, but also being the first to go down. That's what a Jet does. So even though they have the most deaths in the game, they are happy with the outcome that their team is rocking right now. And they might be able to keep it going, but wait a minute. We're seeing a big push up here from the side of defense. They're already rotating. That mini-map is bustling with features, needing to now fully rotate into a different angle.
Yeah, it's a really big push into B site coming out, but it's actually been held out so well by Wolfhound's utility. They've managed to maybe even force a rotation here from the Swans as Halsey has teleported over to A site. Unfortunately, we've got a little bit of a lag there, and you've all been blinded by my lights turning on in an emergency situation. A little bit of a flashbang there. That was actually just a KO flashbang right there in my casting room, which is
absolutely
no longer my
I wonder
bedroom.
what happens if I do it to me too, but these lights are they would make me like warp out of existence because of NVIDIA broadcast. But honestly, I think what we're looking at in this game, it's rough. It's been a real tough game here. Wolfhounds, they're down a lot of rounds that they shouldn't be down, and I think it just comes down to how they've been able to entry. And so far, the entry looks okay, but not clean enough to really stop these guys from just kind of bullying them here.
So it seems like whilst we were tuned out, Halsey died over on A site, and the Swans are still sticking together, trying to play it all together aggressively as they push back through mid, trying to make it their way back onto B site. Ash is hiding out in... Ash is dead in Boathouse. Oh dear. Does manage to take one player down to 15 HP there, but this Kian, excellent shot, will be traded. Kai gonna make their way to runway. Sneaky Omen plays. Very interesting. Neither of the attacking side are on site here, but here we have Sid. Yeah, oh, Kai spins. This could be a win. If this could, oh, and it won't be. Lou with a headshot on a Kai. Too close, too fast, and unfortunately Kai's crosshair was not lifted up in time. And it's going to be 9-2 so far. Looks like we might be heading for a 10-2.
Wow. Great job here. MJT, I think we do have one more opportunity for this player to really start locking things down. Now, the Wolfhounds, I do say, I want them to really be able to take this last round. I want a 9-3. A 10-2 is a little bit anticlimactic for me. But these guys have pretty much all of the skills to maybe just lock this fully down and key. But what are your expectations for this team right now, Bigfoot? Because we've looked at them from a lot of different angles, and unfortunately, we're just not seeing much from the Wolfhounds. And we did love the way that they played in Game 1.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Just you see such a different team when they get put in a different situation. There's just still a little bit of team diff in the Welsh Esports League. It's like they've got a sample group of teams where every team has got a different rank average that goes from the very top down to a little bit lower. That was really nice spray there from Daki, moving in. Gonna walk into spawn. Let's see if Daki can get anything else. Does get another one on the mini from that long range. There is another headshot looking really nice. Hunter's Fury from Lou here, just gonna come out to randomly point towards Kai as Daki finishes them off. And yeah, it's a 10-2.
Yeah, 10-2. Unfortunate there, but I think they do have an opportunity to take it back if they start early. They need to win it in the pistol, or they are not going to win it at all. Unfortunately, the Swans, they have a huge advantage into this, obviously, with an 8-round lead. However, it's also about the team comp. Both teams are the same. So if you have the similar team composition, all you have to do is work your way around just playing as a team. Now, I will say, if one team can do it with this team comp, maybe the other team can. Is the Swans able to get diffed by the Wolfhounds here on attack? Maybe it is that defense side map. Maybe it is that attack side map. Who knows? But what I do know is these guys have exactly what they need, and that is just a decent mindset. Right now, they're talking to each other in chat. They haven't really tilted too much. We haven't seen too much BM here compared to what the Swans usually do. The Swans are respecting Wolfhounds a lot more than they have respected most teams in the Welsh Esports League.
Spike down. Wolfhounds. Good start, but the Swans retake is coming in aggressive. This is what Swans love as well, just playing together and being aggressive, but might actually be a little bit of a cleanup. Yeah, it is. They're just cleaning up, man. Nothing can stop them. They're a gang. It's gang warfare. They play together when they're attacked, they play together when they defend, and it's just so hard to outshoot a quintuple peak.
Yeah, it's not easy, but I think no matter what's going to happen here, easy or not, you do have to congratulate Wolfhounds on getting this far into the tournament. The Welsh Esports League has a lot of varying skill levels here, and this is the ceiling that I believe they've hit. And honestly, I don't think that that's a bad thing. I think what that tells is really just they want to be taking this game. They have the skills to do so. It's just against a team like this, it's going to be very difficult. And talking about this team, the Swans, their second round bye is 3 shotguns here. They got 2 judges and a Bucky, so it's going to be a pain in the butt to get past these corridors now.
Yeah, MJT could easily get 2 kills here. There isn't much armor on the side of Wolfhounds either yet. 1, 2, easy kills. Another kill for Sid. Will get taken down whilst reloading though, and that is a lot to do with the new judge nerfs. MJT tries to fly in the sky, but again, the judge nerfs aren't going to let you get any shots off with that. And Daki with the Guardian going to clean up the last 2 players. Swans on match point. I'm going to turn my lights on.
Match point.
I guess that does say something here, but I mean, 2-12. We knew that going into the semifinals, we talked about it beforehand. The chat wanted Swans, and this is what happens when you want Swans. This is what happens when you bring Swans to the forefront. They bring the pain, they bring the heat, and they cooked here. So unfortunately for this team, we're not going to be seeing Wolfhounds do much unless they can manage a miraculous 10-round in a row comeback here. But that's not anywhere close to a guarantee. Not going to be something too easy for them to do.
So make sure you do tune in next week. It is actually the most important event, I'd say, of the Valorant Welsh Esports League so far in 3 seasons. We've got the Swans up against Esports Organisation for the finals, I think. I mean, I can't see the Esports Organisation game going the other way. I am counting my chickens before they hatch, counting my swans before they hatch, but oh my days, MJT in mid with 3 kills.
Oh,
but Kai cleaning up with a Marshall. Let's get back to the game before we talk about next week, but there you have it. It is all over. Make sure you come back next week to see the amazing Swans, who have definitely been one of the strongest teams in the Welsh Esports League of Valorant so far, come up against these newcomers, the Esports Organisation that managed to beat the Swans 13-5 the last time they clashed. So the Swans will be studying that video and trying to come out on top next week. It will be a best of 3, so they'll have instead of it being a best of 1, they will have various maps, various agent pools, and things might be a little bit different, but I do think it will be the best day of Welsh Esports League Valorant yet. How about you, Edgy?
I think that we've seen a lot of hot competition when it comes to esports organization on the Valorant side of things. Their Overwatch team needed a little work, but when it came to Valorant, these guys are big hitters, and Swans are just kind of pug stompers. They've been doing an amazing job. We saw them get more knife kills than we just saw Wolfhounds get rounds. This is not exactly an easy game for them going in, even though they've been able to be super aggressive, super hard hitting against a lot of teams. Esports Organization humbled them by knocking them down 13-5. So, as you said, Bigfoot, next week is going to be an insane finals here. And, of course, that is what we want to be watching here. But, Bigfoot, I believe that is all that we have for today. So, thanks for joining me. Also, shout out to our observer, Coraban, and our producer, Kashi. And, of course, our sponsor, ACT. If you guys don't know who they are, make sure to check it out and stick around for our sponsor video here to give you all more details. But thanks again for watching, everybody. That's been me and Bigfoot for today. We'll see you next week.
See you later.
If you're worried someone close to you is being radicalised, act early and reach out for help. We give advice and guidance, and together with other organisations, we can put the right support in place. Without it, your loved one could be drawn down a dangerous path. So we'll work to help them escape it. You won't be wasting our time. And if you act early, we can help before it's too late. If you're worried that someone you know is being radicalised, visit actearly.uk.